Hello, welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Mew in the Open Great League as a closer. This Pokemon is very cool as a closer here, as we're going to have a team with Registeel in the lead and the Pelipper here as a Saystop. Very good core to use right now. Only issue is Lantern, which is a very common pick in the current meta. You see a lot of Lantern. Can we catch the Earthquake here? Of course we can catch the Earthquake here, as we see a Jellicent coming in from our opponent. This is actually a pretty decent matchup. If they go for the Shadow Ball, we would go down, but they're gonna go for the Surf, which we're still going to shield up. But we can retaliate here with one Hurricane. We should have a great time here. Mew is a cool Pokemon. Our Mew is even a little bit more special here, as my opponent tries to bait me again. Get direct, this didn't work out for you. Our Mew is running the move Flame Charge. Flame Charge will be able to give you a very cool coverage. Like currently there are not a lot of Fire-type Pokemon or Pokemon with good Fire-type coverage available in the Open Great League. There are not a lot of, I don't actually know when I saw the last Fire-type Pokemon. Actually used one, which I might showcase tomorrow. Really depends. I'm currently pre-producing some stuff because I'm going to be away a lot this season. Like I'm going to be away for 1 week in May, for one longer weekend in April, and for also a weekend in 2 weeks for the regional in Utrecht. So like I'm going to have to pre-produce a lot of videos while during the season. So, don't know when stuff is coming out, but yeah, we're going to face here the opponent going to go for one Rock Slide against us. Do we actually still going to be able to win this game? Let's take a look at this. Can we survive one Earthquake from the opponent? It's going to not knock us out yet. Can we get to the charge move? We can get to the charge move, and now Registeel shows that IVs are definitely mattering here, as we're going to be able to knock them out. Actually, I did, I think, 4 sets with this team. I think it's mainly the last 3 sets. And the first set that I played with this team, I think I actually still went positive, but I was really not happy with the gameplay because like there were a lot of times where I tried to bait and just didn't work out, where my opponent really called me and like went for nukes while I didn't shield and stuff like this. I don't know, like the first set I was like super unhappy with, and I was like kind of frustrated by the game. Also like did like a break afterwards and was like, yeah, I kind of want to try this team out again. I think it's a decent team, and it was a decent team. This team really worked out well later on, like all the three sets afterwards. I was like really happy with this team. Very fun to use as well. Mew is really cool in general in this current meta. As you're going to see here, we have a horrible matchup against the Noctowl. Our fast move is going to be double resisted. They are a normal type. We have the Shadow Claw as a fast move, which is in general one of the best charge moves, one of the best fast moves, of course, in the game. As we're going to shield up the charge move from the opponent here, going to be the Shadow Wall coming through, as we can go ahead and farm up to 2 wild charges. First one coming through here, going to get the shield, and the second one going to get the knockout. This is the cool thing about this moveset. There is basically nothing really in the meta that you don't hit with this moveset, and here we see the full-on sweep from Mew. Goodbye to that Medicham as well. You see it's such a cool closer to use. Just keep your shields for Mew, farm up, get those flame charge boosts in, and you're going to have a happy time as you're going to face off against this Deoxys. I think this matchup was actually kind of funny, which I didn't really expect that it would be that funny. They have Rock Slide, which we would survive, so good to know that Rock Slide should be something that we should survive. Of course, Thunderbolt would be way worse, but we're going to be able to go for another charge move here. Going to be, of course, the Weather Ball, which they're going to shield up, which is very fine for me, as we can shield up their Rock Slide here as well. I want to catch the next one afterwards, but I can still go for one Weather Ball here. And I was like, do they throw immediately here? I don't think so, and they didn't, and this will allow us to flip the match, still have a Pelipper available that has a lot of health left, and we're going to be able to line against the Noctowl. I was trying to go for Simpita here. I don't know if this worked out well. Let's see, it worked out perfectly well. This is really nice for us. Going to put them into range already for future Wild Charge maybe, as we see a Scrafty coming in. This Pokemon can be a huge issue if you are in the wrong scenario for this one, but we are in a scenario where we can just go ahead, go straight for the Focus Burst and say goodbye to that one here. As we encounter the Noctowl again, they can go for maybe one Shadow Ball, but nope, we can go for the Wild Charge and we can say goodbye to the Noctowl there. That owl is definitely gone there, electrifying, as we're going to be able to face off against a Trevenant. Trevenant is the biggest issue for this team. What is also an issue is if they swap in their Bastion against me. Who is running Bastion plus Trevenant in that combination? I don't know. Interesting one, interesting one. They most likely have something weak to fighting in the back as well. Maybe something like doubles, I don't know, like something, maybe even a Galarian Stunfisk maybe could be the case. But yeah, we are not in the best spot here because we kind of had to keep our Pelipper for the Trevenant. The Trevenant still gets super effective damage from the Mew's fast move, which is pretty decent. Of course, one Flame Charge would just straight up knock them out, but still not the best matchup. As they're going to actually let the move go through, of course, they don't get debuffed here, which would have been amazing if they would have got debuffed. And they go straight for the Shadow Ball, which is nice. Sadly, we're going to encounter here Drapion. Drapion, a very good Pokemon actually, is kind of underrated, but they're going to let the first move go through, allowing them to definitely take that move. I can go ahead, shield up the move, but we can only see CMP-tie here against them, which will allow them to knock us still out here. There's nothing that we can do about this. It's just like hardware from the beginning anyway. Like we had a Trevenant against our Bastion, we had against our Registeel, we had a Bastion against our Pelipper, and now we have a Drapion against our Psychic type Mew. So like literally we got hardware from the get-go. There was nothing we could have done at all. This just happens in Go Battle League. Like they're going to be teams that you have literally zero play against. This was a perfect hardware from the opponent from the beginning. Very great play by the opponent here, by the way. Catching that move on the Gliscor, very, very smart play from them. Yeah, was kind of predictable, to be fair. I could have definitely predicted this. But this kind of tells me already what they have in the bag, because seeing Gliscor say swap from this team here kind of tells me that they're very likely going to have a Tapu Fini there, and they're going to have most likely a Galarian Stunfisk in the back. That's what I'm predicting here. This is a team that someone got to rank 1 in the world last season. I also showcased it on my channel. There's a video as well for that, for this team in general, as we're going to be able to see CMP-tie with them here as well, which is going to be nice. They're going to most likely have the Galarian Stunfisk, so I'm going to prepare for that. I'm going to let this move go through. I don't care about this one. I think it's the Stunfisk. I'm going to swap out, and it's going to be the Stunfisk, allowing us to go for some Flame Charges. Let's take a look if we can actually beat the Galarian Stunfisk like this. Going for Flame Charge here will allow us to do more damage with our fast moves as well. It's going to be an interesting one to take a look at here, as we're going to see that we can go ahead and go for the Flame Charge now as well. That's going to buff our attack again, and we're going to take one move here. Hopefully it's not the Earthquake, it's going to be the Rock Slide, which is amazing for us. Let's see, can we farm them all the way down? It's going to be a close one. Let's see what we can do here. The Rock Slide coming through, and we see the Tapu Fini coming in, and we're going to see the Tapu Fini going out. And I wanted to really wild charge them there, but sadly they didn't allow me to BM them, so they just chickened out and went away and just forfeit the game here. Very sad. We will be able to hit the Focus Burst every time before our opponent gets to a charge move with their Galarian Stunfisk, allowing us to also try to catch the move here, which didn't work out, and they're gonna go ahead and go for the Rock Slide. Very great bait by the opponent. Me trying to catch the next move also didn't work out, so I'm gonna shield up again. It's going to be an Earthquake. So now I can count the moves from the opponent. I can know where they are right now, and hopefully we can catch the move from the opponent. Let's take a look at this one, and we cannot. And they can go for 2 Rock Slides, and they can knock me out. This is not really looking too good so far. Why do they swap out again? I have no idea, but I will take this one. If they swap out here, I am happy about this, because I can still reach the Hurricane with a 1 HP in a Dream. There's a 1 HP going to allow us to farm them down now with our Mew. Okay, that's an interesting one. I sure went to Registeel, not gonna lie. But I can go for 1 Flame Charge here. This is going to be amazing. Look at this. We can get some nice damage on them. Super effective move. And we can also catch the move on our Registeel, which is going to be very cool. Frenzy Plant coming through, not the biggest issue, but what is an issue for the opponent going to be this Focus Blast hitting them straight away into their faces. Should be a very good game there. It should be an easy one, right? Let's take a look at this. They're perfectly farm up, so we cannot get to a next charge move. I have to try to knock them out, and of course they just barely get there with literally 1 HP in a Dream. Like our Pelipper before, they're going to survive with that, so IVs definitely do matter. Good game there, very close one there. Like those games I kind of like. That was kind of back and forth, nobody knew who going to win this game there. I'm taking those losses way more than getting completely hardboard from the get-go and having literally 0 chance. Here, this opponent also kind of reveals what team they have already. It's going to be most likely the Noctowl in the back at this point of time, because it's also a team that I showcased on my channel. So most likely also someone that watches me, because I haven't seen this team on any other channel yet, but it's a team that someone used to get to, I think, rank 2 on the leaderboards, which was also really cool last season, which is going to include as well the Wild Charge version of Double, which is kind of funny. As they most likely going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam now. The Body Slam going to be fine for us, as we can farm them all the way down. I expect them to have the Noctowl in the back again. We're going to go ahead and go for the Flame Charge first. We have to hit 2 Wild Charges basically anyway. So getting the Flame Charge first will allow us to take a little bit more health. Basically, we have more health left because they don't do as much damage with their fast move. And B, it puts them just easily into the range where I can just knock them out with 2 wild charges here. So like it does not really hurt me to go for that, it just benefits me to go for the Flame Charge first. They're going to go into their Medicham now. They have to take another charge move here, as they're actually going to let this move go through, allowing us to farm them all the way down. I guess they just forfeit there at this point of time. Good game there. Next game, also against a viewer. I know him, like I know his name. I know that he supports the channel for longer already. Very horrible lead for us, a very horrible say-swap for us. We see now the Registeel against us. This is something I don't want to face with my Pelipper here, but at least I'm going to be able to reach 2 Weather Balls in time. And if I don't get debuffed here, it's actually going to be a decent matchup for me. Please don't debuff me. If I don't get debuffed, I win this in 2 shields. Let's see. We're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball. Sadly, we got debuffed. What a surprise. We can go for one more Weather Ball here. That's going to be no shield, but we're still going to be able to reach the next charge move here. But it would have been way easier to no farm them down afterwards. Like this, they're going to go for another charge move here as well. Not really the best. I'm going to shield this move up. Most likely shouldn't have done that, but I'm going to try to farm them all the way down, and this actually worked out. We see the Kommo coming in. I predicted this one. I'm going to be able to catch the Dragon Claw, and I will be able to go for the wrong move here. And this was a great play by the opponent, and a play that's going to cost me the game here, because they were now able to knock me out perfectly on the charge move. Very good counting by them. But also really bad for us right now, because there's not a lot that I can do here. I can go for one charge move here with my Pelipper. But there is no lot that I can do because the Kommo sadly hard walls our moveset on our Mew. This is not a Pokemon that I expect to face with my Mew, so like I was like, I hope that I can still survive one charge move here. I hope that I can knock them out with the Wild Charge. Let's take a look at this. Wild Charge is coming through. This is doing enough damage. Like Kommo is pretty squishy. It's not enough, and we just barely miss out by 1 turn to get to our own charge move here. So very good game there. Very close one as well. As we face off against the next opponent here, we're going to see a Medicham here against you. It's going to be like against me, like I'm doing the battles here. Like this is not a showcase of people's other battles, so like it's going to be me all the time. We're going to see here the Pelipper with the Weather Ball coming through against the opponent's Bastiodon. This is something that I don't really want to see at all, but we're still going to be capable here of going for some Weather Balls, as we're going to do some nice damage here. Sadly not knocking them out, but putting them into a range where I can farm them down just with Lock On alone before they can get to 2 charge moves with their Bastion, allowing us to get some extra energy here. Swapping out immediately, allowing us to get into our Mew against the Galarian Stunfisk. Is it still possible to win? We'll find out. Flame Charge coming through, we're going to do some nice damage here, but we have to call a charge move here. We have to call that this is going to be a Rock Slide, so we're going to let this move go through, and it is a Rock Slide, allowing us now to get the shield first from the opponent. That's going to be very decent for us, because we have to hope that we can farm them all the way down. My play now is I'm just going to go ahead and just farm them all the way. I'm not like I'm going to shield both times. I hope that I can get enough energy here. Let me farm them all the way. We see the Medicham coming in. We can go ahead and go for a Flame Charge, forcing the shield from the opponent. We do more and more damage, but sadly they're going to be able to knock us out now. And this is sadly the game here anyway. Like there's not a lot that I can do here anymore. We will be able to go for one Zap Cannon, but again, it doesn't knock them out. They do a ton of damage. They get to another charge move here, and there's not a lot that I can do here, right? Wrong. Power Punch. That's totally fine for me. We can farm down, and we can go for the Focus Blast, and our Registeel doesn't care. Goodbye, opponent. Good game there. Next opponent coming in. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see a Swampert in the lead. We're going to outspeed them with the Focus Blast to the Earthquake, which is going to be very decent for us, allowing us to get either a shield or the health from the opponent. We're going to get the shield, which is very nice. I tried to get like a little bit of farm and then swap out. They're going to go for the Earthquake right away, which is at least good to know, because I hopefully can catch the next one. Or not, because I cannot count, and there's going to be a Hydro Cannon. So yeah, I can count. It wasn't an Earthquake yet. We'll be able to reach another charge move here. Focus Blast going to hit them now, and I can swap into the Pelipper. In comes the Altaria. This is going to be an interesting one, as the Hurricane going to hit them here. Going to hopefully do a lot of damage, and does a lot of damage, allowing us as well to realign here, most likely, or get a shield advantage, because we can reach the Weather Ball in time. Our AB Spirit is kind of weird on the Pelipper, but it seems to work out, as we actually have enough health as well to farm down the opponent's Swampert. And at this point of time, we're going to face a Registeel Registeel, we have our own Registeel, we have our Mew. We will be able to just farm up extra and then swap out, and now Mew is gonna go to a town here. This is going to be an easy one as we can just go ahead and go for the flame charges. 2 more flame charges and we're going to be able to easily win this game here. There's nothing they can do about this, and this is going to be a very good game. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like on the video, helps out a ton more to spread to other people. Else we're gonna go for a double wild charge to finish off this game here. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video and have a great rest of your day. Bye!